In wake of Brexit, EU to put Cayman Islands on tax haven blacklist.
Here's a summary of the article.
The Cayman Islands, a British overseas territory, is to be put on an EU blacklist of tax havens, less than 2 weeks after the UK's withdrawal from the bloc. The EU's blacklist is an attempt to clamp down on the estimated £506 billion lost to aggressive tax avoidance every year, but member states are not screened in the process of drawing up the blacklist. Last year the UK and its corporate tax haven network was judged to be by far the world's greatest enabler of corporate tax avoidance by the Tax Justice Network. British territories and dependencies made up 4 of the 10 places said to have done the most to proliferate corporate tax avoidance on the Corporate Tax Haven Index. The EU had concerns the tax regimes of these territories facilitated offshore structures that attracted profits without real economic activity. Miles Dean, head of international tax at Anderson Tax UK, said, "The Cayman Islands already has legislation to obtain information that is far better than the UK's. The blacklisting process has alternatively been criticised for lacking teeth, and an agreement on withholding tax on money going to the listed countries has not been reached."
This post received a score of 47,833, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Lol. Now we can watch as a bunch of European businesses move their paper HQs over to another tax haven, like rats on a sinking ship. How any populace allows tax evasion is beyond crazy. Such an easy black and white issue. Edit. Love all the jurisprudence scholars coming in to remind me it's not evasion, it's avoidance. Making that distinction is what companies that spend millions on lobbying hope you'll say. Sure, fight for those poor trillion-dollar enterprises that help write tax codes in many jurisdictions. They need your support.
Greater than how any populace allows tax evasion, because I'm going to be a millionaire someday, and when I have way more money than I can possibly spend, I want to make sure no one else touches it and it disappears into the abyss when I pass.
Exactly. Blows my mind when I see people argue against demanding that the wealthy pay their fair share to society. Like, are you just plain dumb? Don't you know that everyone is going to be a billionaire one day? Edit. Please stop responding to my obvious satire with "but what is a fair share?"
Haha, right? In reality, this is money that is generally earned by corporations earning outside the US. Unless you're moving cash in briefcases, I mean you probably could, most of this money in these tax havens has been moved through multiple international channels to their ultimate destination. This should be good though, as the Cayman Islands is one of those ultimate destinations, and they may be able to stunt this glut of untaxed money.
Why do you think the rich buy up property? We are in a real-life monopoly.
And they've been building hotels on all the fucking spaces since the 70s.
This is going to really throw a wrench in Hollywood scripts.
Not really, as long as it's a tax haven for the US still.
Nice news for our Panama Papers.
Nice news for anyone, really. Tax havens make the whole world suffer.
Except for the tax haven, of course, which is why they will always exist. It's tautological that there's a lot of money in hiding rich people's money.
Always exist is a bit defeatist. It is really easy to stop if you do what the EU has started to do. If you are a tax haven, you get extra scrutiny and tariffs for all transactions to your country, and bam, all the companies leave because of the extra cost. The only reason it is not done is because of the lack of political will. Elect a Bernie in the US and a Labour leader in the UK along with the EU and you got a good start. Any country with tariffs to those markets are going to have a long hard think regarding their business practices.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.